What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, Annihilape has finally been released. We're going to be talking about the event, getting you caught up to speed, and also talking about some ways that you can get Annihilape. We're going to be diving into how it actually is, right? We got its moveset, we got its rankings on PV Poke, and then we're also going to build 6 teams today for you all to try and go Battle League, as this weekend and the coming week is a fantastic time to play Go Battle League. So I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to smash that subscribe button if you guys haven't already, and smash that like button as well. And let's go and get right into it. Alright, so this is going to be the Raging Battles event. We are going to be getting Annihilape. It is already out. I already have mine. And the way you get it is by having Primeape that you want to evolve as your buddy, and then you defeat 30 Ghost or Psychic type Pokemon in a battle. Now, this could be anything. This could be gym battles, Go Battle League battles, friend battles, trainer leader battles as well, which is what I did. So I battled the Mystic team leader at a Master League, and then the second Pokemon was Metagross, and then if you defeat that, it counts towards it. It is a bit of a grind because you only get to fight off one Psychic type Pokemon per match, so you have to do it 30 times. But if you're all by yourself, that is something you can do, or you can also battle friends. So shout out to Inadequence, a fellow shoutcaster and content creator who helped me crank out some of the other ones, as they easily set up level 1 Pokemon for me, and then I just used my Master League Giratina Origin and just fast moved it down and got it really quick. So that is what you guys can do to get Annihilape. It is also the Team Go Rocket will appear more frequently during this event. We got fantastic wild spawns as well, as you guys can see here. Great Pokemon for the Great League. If you guys don't know and you're watching this, maybe you're new, things you want to be focusing on. Obviously, Mankey for Annihilape is going to be very strong in the meta. Lickitung is a fantastic Pokemon. You need a lot of XL candies for that. Gligar and Sableye, those are like the top ones. Scrafty is good as well. Throw and Sock, unfortunately, are not. And then Machamp can be good, but it's really outclassed by other fighters. But these four right here, Mankey, Lickitung, Gligar, and Sableye, are going to be the ones you want to focus on if you don't have them. Raids also have some decent Pokemon. So Marini is going to be a good one to have. Zweilos is good. Gyarados is good. Gyarados more for like Ultra League is where it really shines. And then we also have Go Battle Week, and this is why I said it's going to be a fantastic event if you like PvP, is not only do we have a launch of a new Pokemon that is meta, but we also get 4 times Stardust plus 10 sets per day for a total of 50 battles every single day, and all leagues will be available. Great, Ultra, and Master. This is probably the best. This is the best week of this season, if I'm being completely honest. That is the event. That is what you guys need to do to get an Annihilape. Now let's go over to PV Poke. If you guys don't know this website, let me reset this for you all. PV Poke is hands down the best place to be for information on Go Battle League. Now we're going to check out the rankings in Great League, and we will see that Annihilape actually makes it into the top 10. So beating Medicham and Poliwrath. Now, because of Annihilape being so strong, we'll get into its moveset in a second, Lickitung and Cresselia are now rising to the top of this meta because they have the ability to handle Annihilape. Lickitung is pretty unique, where they're both going to be doing super effective damage to each other, as Lickitung is a normal type, but it has access to the Lick Fast move, and since Annihilape is part Ghost, they're just going to be smashing each other right there. But Annihilape, we have it. We have the moveset. It is phenomenal. Counter is going to be the fast move that you want. Close combat, Night Slash, Shadow Ball, and Ice Punch. Come on. Round of applause. Thank you, Niantic. This is beautiful. And the reason being is its typing allows it to dominate other fighters like Medicham and Poliwrath. It also allows it to dominate the tanks that we see, like Registeel. It does well against Lickitung, maybe Galarian Stunfisk, and it has coverage moves. That's what you want. You have Shadow Ball coverage, Ice Punch coverage, Close Combat, Night Slash, like whatever you want. Now, the ideal moveset, the top ranked moveset, is going to be Counter. We'll show you. We'll just go to a sim. We'll go to a sim here, and we'll change this to, you can change this to multi up here at the top. We'll go against the meta. So counter, Ice Punch, and Shadow Ball. There's actually nothing in the game that can resist all three of these moves, which makes Annihilape a fantastic generalist. And it's also got good, it's basically a well-rounded, more on the squishy side because of the low defense, but it's actually not too bad overall on stats. We're going to have 23 wins here and 18 losses overall, and even stuff that it loses against. So let's say a Trevenant. Trevenant is a ghost. If it gets hit by a Shadow Ball, which we'll show right here, if it gets hit by a Shadow Ball, that's 112% of Trevenant's health. So what we have here, and Ice Punch as well is super effective, that's 50%. What we have here is a Pokemon that can dominate what it's supposed to and hit hard against what beats it in a lot of situations. Same with Cresselia, same with Jellicent, even Pelipper and Alolan Ninetales. Shadow Alolan Ninetales, I imagine, does not want to tank a Shadow Ball. 69%. Now that's sexy right there. That is how much damage this thing can do with loaded energy. And we were pretty hyped about Toxicroak getting Shadow Ball this season, but Annihilape getting Shadow Ball makes it that much better because it's part Ghost typing, which allows it to heavily resist fighting type moves and also have stab for Shadow Ball. So that's huge. Now, going to the moveset here, we said Ice Punch, Shadow Ball, we showed that is 23-18. Let's say we change this to Close Combat Shadow Ball, for example. That is going to be 16 wins, 26 losses. Unfortunately, there you need the coverage. Let's say we go Close Combat and Night Slash, which is another potentially good combination. That's 21-20. Let's say we go Close Combat and Ice Punch. That is going to be 24-18. So still very, very good right there. It's just tough because you're not going to hit any decent damage against stuff like Azumarill or Cresselia. But this is still a good moveset to have. Is the triple coverage or the unresisted. What do we say? It was 23. Wow. Okay, it was actually, I correct myself. It was one more. In my head, I flipped that. All right. So actually, the Close Combat Ice Punch has more win, technically one more win, but it doesn't do well against the Azumarill like we saw there. But overall, this is what's cool about this Pokemon, is I think it's going to depend on your team. The move set that you choose for it, as we go back here, this is all flexible, guys. Everything's good. Low sweep is not, so just forget about this move right there. These four moves can mix and match. Now, I wouldn't recommend having Night Slash and Shadow Ball, but separating those two could be, yeah, this is a good Pokemon. And again, overall, number 10 in the Great League. As for Ultra League, it is pretty strong up here as well. It's going to be 23, as we can see. Again, good coverages, right? Even stuff that it loses against, like Jellicent or Giratina Altered, you have Shadow Ball for those matchups. So let's just see what it could potentially do in terms of damage. 64%. That is like, you're getting a shield with that, right? There's going to be some unique situations where maybe you don't, but in all honesty, you're going to get shields with Annihilape and this moveset. As for Master League as well, it's not as dominant. It's down here, where'd it go? 42, but it still has good coverages. Again, counter, Ice Punch, Shadow Ball, just really, really solid coverages. Excuse me. It's just not as dominant as it would be in the Great League because it's the Master League. I mean, look at all these Pokemon, right? They're extremely strong, but it's definitely worth a try if you guys have the excess candy and everything. So let's see. Let's get to the teams. I have the tabs. Here we go. Team number 1. Going into the Great League here first. This is going to be a glassy team. A pedal to the metal. If you like going fast, you like big booms, this is going to be a team for you. It's going to be Shadow Alolan Sandslash lead with a Shadow Swampert and an Annihilape safe swap. The Shadow Swampert and Alolan Sandslash make a pretty nice core in terms of coverages. Overall, and you guys can, let me just show you a quick tip. You go to Advanced, change the scorecard length to 80, and then make sure Shadow Pokemon is yellow. It's clicked there, so it includes that in your simulation. You can go down, you can see all the X's and O. X's means they beat it. So a Alolan Sandslash beats a Lickitung, whereas a Cresselia beats a Swampert, right? We go down. There's not a lot that can beat this team. Azumarill technically can, but there are all still neutral damage here with Drill Run, Earthquake, maybe even go a bit spicy there with Sludge Wave. That actually could be. Let's go ahead and add that in. Sludge Wave. Now that I'm thinking about it, to help out against Azumarills, that could be really spicy. Yeah, very, very interesting moveset. Maybe you lose a bit. Maybe keeping Earthquake is gonna be a bit better, so you have better coverage to a Lantern and Jellicent there. But still, something that you guys could consider if you're facing off against a lot of Azumarills. That Sludge Wave will take them by surprise. This team overall, good coverage, very glassy, not a lot of weaknesses. And you guys know, if you've played a lot of Go Battle League, Azumarill can be handled in a lot of different situations. So that's Team 1. Team 2 here is going to be the Thick Boy team. It is going to be the core of Annihilape and Bastiodon. Now, Pokemon number 3 is going to be flexible. Two options I would suggest is going to be Walrein or Dugong. Both give good coverages to the weaknesses that Annihilape has, like commonly the Flyers and the Psychics, depending. And Bastiodon Annihilape core is very, very strong. As you guys can see, you could drop off either one, and it would still only be like a Toxicroak core coverage or coverage here. But Toxicroak isn't even then. Toxicroak's not going to be too common. Just because of how popular Annihilape, Poliwrath, and Medicham are. Maybe it is after this update, but overall, I think this is going to be a strong kind of like ABB team of just double tanks in the back, just leveraging the Bastiodon bulkiness. So that is going to be team number 2. Now, team number 3 is going to go a little bit of a different route here. This is going to be an ABA line, and what do I mean by that? ABA line means Lickitung and Registeel would be considered the A's. They are like both tanks. They both share similar weaknesses. And what you do with an ABA line is you just sack the lead. Even if you face off against your hardest lead loss, which in this case might commonly be something like Poliwrath or Annihilape, as they're going to be the most common, Lickitung can still do well in that matchup. It has Power Whip for Poliwrath. It has Body Slam Spam. It has Lick for the Annihilape. So you just sack the Lickitung, get yourself an advantage in some way, whether that's getting shield advantage or just taking hard switch, and then you leverage the core of Annihilape and Registeel to handle the rest of the meta. As you guys can see, lots of X's and O, or lots of X's. Core breakers here, stuff that we never really see. A Talonflame might be the hardest thing, but even then you have good coverage. You got Body Slam Spam, you got Shadow Ball and Ice Punch, you got Zap Cannon, so there's always that potential Meganium. Not too popular, but can still be handled pretty well with this team. Toxicroak, once again, creeping up there. So that's team number 3. Now, we're going to move to Ultra League now, as this is going to be another place where Annihilape can do very well. So, team number 1 is going to be Annihilape, Drapion, and Regirock. There's a lot of different stronger XL Pokemon that you guys could be using, which we're going to try to build in these later ones. But to be more new player friendly, I mean, even then, if you don't have a Regirock, then you don't have it. But I didn't want to put Registeel there. But Regirock and Drapion still do well. Drapion you're going to need some XL for, but they have really good coverages. Again, there's a common trend. Toxicroak is core breaking these teams, so maybe if you're watching this video and going, wow, people are going to use a lot of teams, it might be weak to Toxicroak. That could be a good opportunity for you. But overall, it's got really good coverages. It's going to be a typical ABB line. You pick up the Drapion there for the help against Charmers, which I think are going to be more common, as Annihilape is part fighter. So they're gonna probably be coming out of the woodworks, especially like Shadow Alolan Ninetales, for example. Now, team number 2 is gonna go more heavy in the big beefy Pokemon, the big investment. It's gonna be a Tentacruel lead, Zygarde complete form. If you got it, I don't. Good alternative is gonna be Giratina Altered, which is why you guys see 4 Pokemon here. So Zygarde first. Most of us don't have it. Giratina Altered second. So it's a core of Tentacruel and Giratina Altered. We're going to utilize the Annihilape there as a safe swap. The Giratina helps cover maybe the ground, or the taking neutral against it, right? Or the electric, for example. The Tentacruel does very well against the fairies, which commonly counter Giratina Altered, and the Annihilape baits out maybe those counters to Giratina Altered there. Overall, pretty solid team, as you guys can see. All fantastic coverages. Obviously, if you have Zygarde complete form, you're going to be having a very, very good time. But this is just something you guys could run. I think most of you might be able to field the one without Zygarde, so the Giratina Altered team. And final team here for the Ultra League is going to be Pidgeot, Annihilape, and Skeledirge. Pidgeot and Annihilape seem to have really good cross coverages because of Pidgeot's added normal typing, which gives it some resistances to Ghost, which Annihilape is weak against, so stuff like Giratina Altered, for example. Skeledirge makes a fantastic safe swap for this team, having access to Disarming Voice and Shadow Ball. It's one of just the best safe swaps in any meta. And as you guys can see, the coverages there that Pidgeot has is pretty insane. That's why this team can do so well. Just look at that lineup right there. That's incredible. And then the biggest weaknesses to this team is going to be a Shadow Luxray and a Mantine, something you don't commonly see. And overall, you could put in some work with this team. Could there be things that you swap around in place of Skeledirge? Yeah, sure. Maybe you put a Poliwrath there instead, so a double fighter on the safe swap. I added the Skeledirge to give some nice resistance to Fairy, as the fire typing helps resist that, right? So just a defensive option there with similar coverages. So overall, man, this event is fantastic. We got Go Battle League, 4x Dust, 10 sets a day, all leagues available, new meta Pokemon, new shiny, new wild encounters, Team Go Rocket bonus event. Like, it's just it's so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a bit long, but definitely a lot of information. Let me know what you guys think about Annihilape. We will be seeing its debut in the Play Pokemon Tournament Series this weekend. I'm not sure the location that this tournament is at, but you'll see the live stream on Twitch. If you just head to the Pokemon Go section over the weekend, you'll see it there. And be sure to check socials to watch out for posts for that. But Annihilape is here. Annihilape is fun. This is going to be a good one. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.